Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Anupma Biology Classes. In this plant physiology series, today our topic is plant-water relations. This video is taken from CBSE class 11th, part 2nd of chapter 12. Now, see here the lecture overview. So in this video, we will see importance of water in living systems, water potential, gravity potential, metric potential, solute potential, pressure potential, and the last is permeability. So now we start the topic. Here, before discussing the absorption and transportation of water in plants in the next videos, it is desirable to note some basic facts and forces involved in the process of plant-water relations. So, now see here the importance of water in living system. So, what are the importance? Water forms about 71% of the Earth's surface and represents the most extensive habitat for the organism. Inside the plant tissues, nearly 80% of the fresh weight is comprised of water. It exists as liquid at relatively low temperature. The molecules of water are polar due to unequal sharing of electrons between oxygen and each hydrogen atom. Most of the important properties of the water are due to weak hydrogen bonds formed between a slight positive hydrogen atoms of one molecule and a slightly negative atom of the same or another molecule. Water plays a significant role in the living system. It is a universal solvent and acts as a reagent in many biochemical reactions. A large number of substances enter and are distributed within the body of the organism only when they are dissolved in water. These substances are usually held in turn of the true solution, suspensions, and the colloidal solution in the cells. Within the protoplasm, small molecules unite to form larger molecules with the removal of water, and the larger molecules is split into smaller molecules by the addition of water. So, water is also required for maintaining the turgidity of the cells, functioning of the protoplasm, and regulating a constant body temperature. Since water is essential for all physiological activities of the plants, some physiological processes concerned with the plant-water relations which are discussed in the next slide. Now, here the first thing is what is water potential? Since plant is a multi-phase system, or as far as water movement is concerned, the movement of water as in osmosis cannot be accurately explained in terms of differences in concentration or in any other linear expressions. The best way to express a spontaneous movement of water from one region to another is in terms of the differences in free energy of the water between the two regions. Water will flow in the energetically downhill directions because the free energy of water molecule is greater in one area than in the other. The free energy is the thermodynamic parameter that determines the direction in which physical and chemical changes must occur. So, the difference between the free energy of water molecules in pure water and the energy of water in any other system is termed the water potential. Now, the Greek letter psi, the symbol for which is designate the water potential in a system. So, the water potential, here you can see the symbol that is psi. The water potential is expressed in pressure units such as Pascal, bars or atmospheres. A bar is a pressure unit which equals 14.5 and 750 mmHg or 0.987 atmospheric pressure. So the water potential of a solution can be determined using pure water as a standard of reference. The pure water at atmospheric pressure has a water potential of 0. Here you can see this, that in picture that pure water potential is 0. The presence of solute particles reduces the free energy of water and thus decreases the water potential. That means negative value. Therefore, the water potential of a solution is always less than 0. So, if a difference in water potential exists between the two regions, a spontaneous movement of water will take place provides the movement can occur between them. The direction of flow will be energetically downhill, that is from the region of higher water potential to the region of lower water potential. Here you can see that the water potential which describes the likelihood water will diffuse in or out of a cell which based on the two factors. First one is solute concentration gradient and the second is pressure in the cell. Water moves from the solution with higher water potential to that with a lower water potential. If we talk about the components of the water potential, the typical plant cell consists of a cell wall, a vacuole filled with an aqueous solution and a layer of cytoplasm between the vacuole and the cell wall. When such a cell is subjected to the movement of water, many factors begin to operate which ultimately determine the water potential of the cell. For solution, such as content of cells, water potential is determined by the three major set of internal factors. Here you can see that is metric potential, solute potential and pressure potential. A fourth factor, that is the gravity potential, also sometimes influences the water potential of the cell sap when the contents face tension due to the force of gravity. The water potential in a plant cell or tissue can be written as the sum of the metric potential due to binding of water to the cell wall and the cytoplasm. The solute potential due to concentration of dissolved solutes which by its effect on the entropy components reduces the water potential and the pressure potential due to hydrostatic pressure which by its effect on the energy component increases the water potential. So here you can see that psi equal to here that means the first one, that is osmotic potential plus matrix potential plus Sturger potential plus gravity potential. So the metric potential is significant in case of dry sets, young cells and the dry sets. Now here you can see that the water potential which refers to the tendency of water to leave or enter the cell measured in megapascals, measured relative to the pure water in which here psi is 0. If solution draws water away from the pure water, then the water potential solution is less than 0. And if solution loses water to pure water, then the water potential solution is greater than 0. So the water potential of a solution is combined effect of the solute concentration and the pressure on the system. Now, here you can see the gravity potential. So what is gravity potential? Gravity potential is the effect of gravitational force on the water potential. It depends on the height of water above the reference state, the density of water and the acceleration due to gravity. So here you can see that the gravity potential is here reference state, that is H, density of water, that is Pw, and the gravity, that is G. So the value of Pwg is 0.01 megapascals per meter. So psi w equal to psi s plus psi p, because psi g is negligible if the vertical distance is small. After ignoring matrix potential and gravity potential, here you can see the equation. So each component potential is discussed separately here, in which the first one, that is the metric potential. Metric is the term used for the surface such as solid particles, cell walls, protoplasm, etc., to which the water molecules are absorbed. The metric potential is the component of the water potential influenced by the presence of a matrix. It has got a negative value. In case of plant cells and the tissues, the metric potential is often disregarded because it is not significant in osmosis. Now, solute potential. Solute potential is also known as osmotic potential, and it is defined as the amount by which the water potential is reduced as a result of the pressure of the solute is called solute potential or osmotic potential. Solute potential or osmotic potential are always in negative values or numbers. The term solute potential takes the place of osmotic pressure expressed in bars with a negative sign. Now the pressure potential. Plant cell wall is elastic and it exerts a pressure on the cellular contents. As a result of inward wall pressure, hydrostatic pressure is developed in the vacuole termed as turgor pressure. The pressure potential is usually positive and operates in plant cell as wall pressure and turgor pressure. Now, after this, permeability. What is permeability? A body is said to be permeable to a substance if it allows the passage of the substance through it. This property is termed as permeability. The plant cell wall is permeable because it allows both solvent and solute molecules to pass through it. On the other hand, cuticle layer is impermeable because it does not allow both the solvent and the solute particles to pass through it. However, there are certain membranes like vapor membrane which allow penetration of only solvent molecules but not the solute particles. Such membranes are known as semi-permeable. The biological membranes are not perfectly semi-permeable. They allow to pass solute molecules only up to a certain extent and are therefore selective in nature. They are known as selectively or differentially permeable membranes. So membranes are of different type: permeable, impermeable, semi-permeable, or selectively or differentially permeable. So this is all about the permeability and the water potential. In this video, we knew about the importance of water in the living system, water potential and permeability. The next video here will be on the osmosis. So if you understand this video, please like and share it and subscribe to my channel Upma Biology Classes. If you have any questions, any queries or any suggestions, you can ask in the comment section below. Thank you for the watching.